Shri Gurudev ki jai. Prabhupada jai bhai mage bhiksha. Bolo Krishna bhaja Krishna kara Krishna shiksha. Aparada sunya hoy loha Krishna nam. Krishna mata Krishna 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 dana pran. Krishna ras samsara koru charyana chara. Jiva doya Krishna nam sarvadama sara. Dayal nitai, dayal nitai, dayal nitai, dayal nitai. There you go, I've done my bhajan this morning. Namashreshtam manumapi satchiputram atraswarupam rupam tasya grajam uruparim maturam godstavatim. Radhakundam girivaram aho radhika madhavasam prapto yasya pradita kripaya shri gurum tam natosmi. Reading from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, chapter 25, entitled The Residents of Varanasi Become Vaishnavas. We are through the first portion of the Subudhi Rai story. Subudhi Rai. He is through a seemingly unfortunate incident, he is kind of forced or chooses to leave, but as a result of a unusual, seemingly unfortunate incident, he has water from a Muslim's water pitcher sprinkled on him. And this causes some kind of psychological breakdown where he's like, oh dear, I'm ruined. How do I redeem myself? How do I purify myself from this perceived contamination? Because really, ultimately, this whole idea of someone sprinkling some water on you and your life falls to bits is ridiculous. It's a kind of a concocted, self-fulfilling prophecy, right? This whole idea of an evil eye. Someone gives you the evil eye. Cultures that believe in it, then they convince themselves that they've been cursed, and their mind falls to bits, and their life consequently falls to bits as well, right? Your mind goes, what are you going to do? Mind is the software that governs your life. So if the software goes, then how does your computer function? Can't. So your life falls to bits. So that's what this kind of thing was. Oh no, I've been contaminated. I'm ruined. Whereas there is no tangible, objective harm being done. It's completely psychological. Anyway, Mahaprabhu comes to the rescue. Subudhi Rai is employing, just to recap quickly, he is employing a Muslim foreman like that, who takes care of his work. But on occasion, he got angry with him for some reason and whipped him. Took the whip out. And then this Muslim foreman somehow became elevated in status. He was promoted by the king. And in his newfound power, he had ability to take revenge. Now, he wasn't so keen on revenge, but his wife was, saying, you've got to kill this Subudhi Rai. Kill him. We can't tolerate this indignity of him having whipped you. So he didn't kill him, but he took some water and sprinkled it on him as an act of conversion. So this is what the Muslim, some of them at the time, various techniques of converting the local population. One of them was to sprinkle their water on them. So, yeah, you are now a Muslim. And that catalyzed a crisis. That triggered a crisis in the Hindu. Whereas really it shouldn't. What do? You go take a shower if you need to and continue with your life. But anyway, so he went to Varanasi. But it seems like is Subudhi Roy was already contemplating some form of renunciation. So this seemed to be a catalyst. Anyway, so he goes to Vrindavan and he consults with to Varanasi, and he consults with some brahmanas in Varanasi, and he asks them, what should I do? I've had a Muslim, he came and sprinkled water on me. I need to do, what do I do? And they said, well, there's only one solution. You drink boiling ghee until you die. It's like all a bit crazy, really. And so then he consulted with another group of Brahmins, and they said to him, well, actually, it's not necessary to commit suicide. So he was unsure of what to do, getting this conflicting advice from the Brahminical community. So by some miraculous twist of fate, also in Varanasi at the time was Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he asked him, what do I do? Again, a Muslim, he came and he sprinkled water on me. I'm in crisis. My life's fallen to bits. What do I do? And Mahaprabhu said, go to Vrindavan and chant Hare Krishna. So that's what he does. So we'll continue with the story now. Text 202. Kataka Divasarai Naimisharanye Rahila Prabhu Vrindavana Haite Prayaga Yaila. So Subudhi Roy stayed for some time at Naimisharanya. During that time, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Prayag after visiting Vrindavan. So when Mahaprabhu went to Prayag after visiting Vrindavan, that was around the time of Magha Purnim, around this time of year, early in the year, January, February. Mathura Ashiya Rai Prabhu Varta Paila Prabhura Laga Napana Mane Bharadukha Haila. After reaching Mathura, Subudhi Roy received information of the Lord's itinerary. He became very unhappy because he was not able to contact the Lord. Shushka Kashta Ani Rai Vechi Mathurate Panchachaya Paisahaya Eka Eka Bojate. Subudhi Roy would collect dry wood in the forest and take it to the city of Mathura to sell. For each load, he would receive 5 or 6 paisa. Apane rahe eka paisa rachana chabaiya, ara paisa baniya stane rakena dariya. Earning his livelihood by selling dry wood, Subudhi Roy would live on 1 paisa's worth of fried chickpeas, and he would deposit whatever other paisa he had with some merchant. Duki Vaishnava deke tanre karana bojana, Gaudiya aile dadhi bata taila mardana. Subudhi Roy used to spend his savings to supply yogurt to Bengali Vaishnavas who came to Mathura. He also gave them cooked rice and oil massages. When he saw a poverty-stricken Vaishnav, he would use his money to feed him. Rupa Goshani aile tanre bahupriti kaila, apara sange lana dvadasha vana dekaila. When Rupa Goswami arrived at Mathura, Subudhi Roy, out of love and affection for him, wanted to serve him in so many ways. He personally took Rupa Goswami to see all the 12 forests of Vrindavan. Purport: Srila Rupa Goswami had been a minister in the government of Hussain Shah, and Subudhi Roy was also known to Hussain Shah because as a boy he had been Subudhi Roy's servant. It appears that Subudhi Roy was elderly, yet while he was living in Mathura, he showed Rupa Goswami the 12 forests of Vrindavan. Hussain Shah had been Subudhi Roy's servant. Masamatra Rupa Gosani Rahila Vrindavane Sigrachali Aila Sanatanu Shanadane. Rupa Goswami remained in Mathura and Vrindavan for 1 month in the association of Subudhi Roy. After that, he left Vrindavan to search for his elder brother Sanatan Goswami. Gangatira Pate Prabhu Prayagera Aila Tahashuni Duibai Se Pate Chalila. When Rupa Goswami heard that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had gone to Prayag on the road along the banks of the Ganges, both Rupa and his brother Anupam went that way to meet the Lord.
Anupam was Rupa Goswami's brother?
Younger brother. Sanatan Goswami is his older brother. Anupam is younger brother. Anupam is also known as Vallabha. He was known by 2 names. Eta Sanatan Goswami Prayage Ashiya Mathura Aila Sarana Rajapatadiya. After reaching Prayag, Sanatan Goswami, following the order of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, went to Vrindavan along the public road. So they missed each other. Sanatan Goswami is going to Vrindavan. Rupa Goswami had reached Vrindavan and then decided to go look for Sanatan Goswami. But they're going by 2 different paths. One path follows the bank of the Ganges, and the other path is like a express road. So they're going by different roads, so they don't cross paths. And it looks like this is what's said in the purport. This is especially significant because when Sanatan Goswami went from Bengal to Benares, due to the political situation, he did not go along the public road. After meeting Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at Benares, however, he was ordered to proceed to Vrindavan along the public road leading to Mathura. In other words, he was advised not to fear for his political situation. Okay. Mathurati Subudhirai Tahare Milila Rupa Anupama Kata Sakala Kahila. When Sanatan Goswami met Subudhi Rai at Mathura, Subudhi Rai explained everything about his younger brothers, Rupa Goswami and Anupam. Gangapate Duibai Rajapate Sanatan Ateva Tanha Sane Nahaila Milan. Since Sanatan Goswami went along the public road to Vrindavan, Rupa Goswami and Anupam went along the road to along the Ganges banks, it was not possible for them to meet. Subudhi Rai Bahu Sneha Kare Sanatane Vyavahara Sneha Sanatana Nahimane. Subudhi Rai and Sanatan Goswami knew one another before accepting the renounced order. Therefore, Subudhi Rai showed much affection to Sanatan Goswami, but Sanatan Goswami hesitated to accept his sentiments and affections. Mahavirakta Sanatan Brahmena Vane Vane Prati Vrikshe Prati Kunje Rahe Ratridine. Being very advanced in the renounced order, Sanatan Goswami used to wander from forest to forest, never taking shelter of any habitation built of stone. He used to live under trees or beneath bushes, both day and night. Mathura Mahatmya Shastra Sangraha Karya Lupta Tirtha Prakata Kaila Vanete Brahmiya. Srila Sanatan Goswami collected some books about archaeological excavations in Mathura, and wandering in the forest, he sought to renovate all those holy places. E Mata Sanatan Brindavaneti Rahila Rupa Goshane Duibai Kasite Aila. Sanatan Goswami remained in Vrindavan, and Rupa Goswami and Anupam returned to Varanasi. Maharashtriya Dvija Shekara Mishra Tapana Tina Jana Saharupa Karila Milana. When Rupa Goswami arrived at Varanasi, he met the Maharashtrian Brahmin Chandrasekhara and Tapan Mishra. Shekarera Gare Vasa Mishra Gare Bhiksha Mishra Mukhe Suni Sanatani Prabhura Shiksha. When Rupa Goswami was staying at Varanasi, he resided at the house of Chandrasekhara and took prasad at the house of Tapan Mishra. In this way, he heard of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's instructions to Sanatan Goswami in Varanasi. Kashite Prabhura Charitra Suni Tenera Mukhe Sanyasire Kripa Suni Paila Badasuke. While staying at Varanasi, Rupa Goswami heard of all of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's activities. When he heard of his deliverance of the Mayavad sannyasis, he became very happy. Mahaprabhura upara lokera pranati dekhiya sukhi haila loka mukhe kirtana suniya. When Rupa Goswami saw that all the people of Varanasi respected Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he became very happy. He even heard stories from the general populace. So the mood had changed for the better. Dinadasa Rahi Rupa Gaude Yatra Kaila Sanatana Rupera E Charitra Kahila. After staying in Varanasi for about 10 days, Rupa Goswami returned to Bengal. In this way, I have described the activities of Rupa and Sanatan. So Rupa returns to Bengal, then he goes to Jagannath Puri, and then back. I think he goes straight to Jagannath Puri. It was his first visit to Puri. And then Mahaprabhu sends him, after some time, back to Vrindavan. Eta Mahaprabhu Yadi Niladri Chalila Nirjanavana Patayaite Mahasuka Paila. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu returned to Jagannath Puri, he passed through the solitary forest, and he received great pleasure in doing so. Sukhe Chale Aise Prabhu Balabhadra Sange Purvavat Mrigade Sange Kaila Nana Range. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu happily returned to Jagannath Puri in the company of his servant Balabhadra Bhattacharya. As previously, the Lord performed many pleasing pastimes with the forest animals. So it wasn't just on his way through the Jarikhanda to Vrindavan, but also on the way back. Ataranalate Ashi Bhattacharya Brahmane Patana Balailani Jabhaktagane. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu arrived at a place known as Ataranala near Jagannath Puri, he sent Balabhadra Bhattacharya to call for his devotees. Shunya Bhaktera Gana Yena Punarapijila Dehi Prana Aila Yena Indriya Utila. Hearing news of the Lord's arrival from Balabhadra Bhattacharya, hordes of devotees became so happy that they seemed to be getting their lives back. It was as though their consciousness had returned to their bodies. Their senses also became agitated. Anande Vivala Bhakta Gana Dana Aila Narendre Ashiya Sabe Prabhure Milila. Being overwhelmed with great pleasure, all the devotees hastily went to see the Lord. They met him on the banks of Narendra Sarovara, the celebrated lake. Puri Bharatira Prabhu Vandilena Charana Donhe Mahaprabhure Kaila Prema Alangana. When Paramananda Puri and Brahmananda Bharati met Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Lord offered them his respectful obeisances due to their being god brothers of his spiritual master. They both then embraced Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in love and affection. Damoda Swarupa Pandit Garadhara Jagarananda Kashishvara Govinda Vakreshwara. Devotees like Swarup, Damodar, Gadadhar Pandit, Jagadananda, Kashishvara, Govinda and Vakreshwara all came to meet the Lord. Kashi Mishra, Pradumna Mishra, Pandit Damodar, Haridasa Thakur, Ara Pandit Shankara. Kashi Mishra, Pradumna Mishra, Damodar Pandit, Haridas Thakur, and Shankara Pandit also came there to meet the Lord. Ara Saba Bhakta Prabhura Charane Padila, Saba Alingiya Prabhu Prema Vishtahaila. All the other devotees also came and fell down at the Lord's lotus feet. In return, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraced them all with great ecstatic love. Ananda Samudre Base Saba Bhakta Gane, Sabalana Chale Prabhu Jagannatha Darashane. Thus they all merged in an ocean of transcendental bliss. Then the Lord and all his devotees proceeded toward the temple of Jagannath to see the deity. Jagannatha Deke Prabhu Prema Vistahaila, Bhakta Sange Bahu Kshana Nritya Gita Kaila. As soon as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Jagannath saw Lord Jagannath in the temple, he was immediately overwhelmed with love and affection. He chanted and danced with his devotees for a long time. Jagannatha Sevaka Ani Mala Prasada Dila Tulasi Padicha Asi Charana Vandila. The priests immediately brought them flower garlands and prasad. The temple's watchman, who was named Tulasi, also came and offered his obeisances to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu Aila Grame Kola Hala Haila Sarvabhauma Ramananda Vaninasa Milila. When the news spread that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had arrived at Jagannath Puri, devotees like Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Ramananda Roy, and Vaninath Roy all came to meet him. Sabasange Lana Prabhu Mishra Vasa Aila Sarvabhauma Pandita Gosani Nimantrana Kaila. The Lord and all his devotees then went to the residence of Kashi Mishra. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and Pandit Goswami also invited the Lord to dine at their homes. Pandit Goswami refers to, generally, imagine refers to Gadadhar Pandit. Gadadhar Pandit lived a little separate in a place called the Tota Gopinath. Tota means a garden. Gopinath, he worshipped Gopinath deity, known as Tota Gopinath. Gopinath in the garden. Gopinath of the garden. Yeah, because it was a beautiful garden near the beach. He'd grow spinach in the garden. Because Mahaprabhu liked spinach. Shak, called shak. Organic. Of course it was organic. Everything was organic back then. No Roundup. Prabhu kahe mahaprasada ana estane sabasange ihan ajikari mu bojane. Accepting their invitation, the Lord asked him to bring all prasad there so that he could eat it with his devotees. Tabedun he Jagannatha prasada anila sabasange mahaprabhu bojana karila. Upon receiving Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's orders, both Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and Pandit Goswami brought sufficient prasad from the temple of Jagannath. The Lord then dined with everyone at his own place. Etata kahilun Prabhu deki Brindavan puna karile nayaiche niladri gaman. Thus I have described how Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu returned to Jagannath Puri from Vrindavan. Ihaye Shraddha Kare Karaye Shravana Achirat Payase Chaitanya Charana. Whoever hears Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes with faith and love very soon attains the shelter at the Lord's lotus feet. There's a little bit to go. And then we will have finished the Madhya Lila. We'll finish it maybe tomorrow or the next day. Be on to the Antya Lila. Says, we read one more verse. Madhya Lila ra karilon eitek darashan chayavatsara kaila yaiche Gamana Gaman. I have thus given a summary of the Madhya Lila, which is a special description of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's travels to and from Jagannath Puri. Indeed, Lord travelled to and fro continuously for 6 years. The first 24 years was Navadvip. Mahaprabhu lived 48 years. First 24 years Navadvip. The next 6 years, which is known as the Madhya Lila, was travelling South India and then Vrindavan. Bengal, South India, Bengal to Puri, Puri around South India, then South India to Bengal. It was the failed attempt to go to Vrindavan, back to Jagannath Puri, then to Vrindavan and back via Jharkhand and Varanasi. And then he stayed in Jagannath Puri for the next 24 years of his life. So the first half of his life is the Adi Lila, at least as it's chronicled in the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. The first half is Adi Lila, and the first half is Adi Lila and Madhya Lila, and then the last 24 years is known as the Antya Lila. That's how it's portioned in the Chaitanya Charitamrita anyway. And then the first half of the Antya Lila, in other words, the third quarter of his life, was somewhat public, dancing at the Rath Yatras and mingling with the devotees. And the last quarter of his life, the last 12 years, was more private, where Mahaprabhu is experiencing Vipralamba Bhav and the ecstatic emotions associated with that, being taken care of by Swarup Damodar Ramananda Rai. So we have the pastimes associated with that. The end, final portion. Yeah, generally speaking, in the Gauragana Deshadipika is known as identified as Lalita. Vishaka. Generally. Ramananda Rai is Vishaka and Swarup Damodar Lalita, Shaki. Yeah. So we'll see if we can finish Madhya Lila tomorrow. Maybe not. Yeah, we'll see if we can finish it tomorrow. It'll be about, let's see, 43 verses. Where seeing Kaviraj Goswami is summarizing the Madhya Lila. Jai Jai Sri Chaitanya Jai Nityananda Jai Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Reading from Revealed Truth by Srila Bhaktisudanta Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj in the section titled Serving Under Proper Guidance, chapter titled Serving Under Proper Guidance. And Mahaprabhu, Gurudev is talking about Mahaprabhu's discussions with Prakashananda Saraswati. Subchapter titled Inconceivable Conversion. There is a verse of Srila Bilvamangal Thakur which expresses the heart of Prakashananda Saraswati at this time. Advaitaviti patikar upasya svananda simhasana labha diksha Satena kenapi vayam hatena dasi krita gopa vaduvitena. I was a Brahmagyani and I was following the conception of Soham. I am Brahma. No one could defeat me or convince me of anything otherwise. I was happily situated with full regard in the conception of Advaita Marg, monism. I was the worshipped headmaster of Advaita Marg, the guru of the Sampradaya. I held the highest chair and I sat on my throne in great satisfaction. But then, all of a sudden, Krishna, the Gopa Vadu Lampat, cunning, playful cowherd boy, attracted my mind with his qualities, beauty, glory, and love. By attracting my mind, he tricked me and made me his maidservant. Krishna is so merciful that he forcibly took my heart and engaged it in the service of the gopis. He has not only made me his maidservant, he has captured my heart with his divine pastimes and made me fall flat on the ground. This is Bilvamangal Thakur's expression, and Prakashananda Saraswati's expression is very similar. Quote, "Suddenly Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to Kashi and attracted my mind. He smashed my Advaita, monistic conception, and made me his servant." End quote. It is greatly inconceivable to think that Prakashananda Saraswati was transformed by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in this way, but already it has happened. Prakashananda Saraswati clasped the lotus feet of Mahaprabhu and apologized. "I have made a great offense to you. You are doing what is actually necessary for everyone. Please give your Harinam to me." In this way, Saraswati took reinitiation from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Through this example, we can understand that it is not necessary to read the Vedanta or the Vedas or anything, and that it is not necessary to imagine or focus on anything external. In Kali Yuga, it is only necessary to chant Hare Krishna without offense under the guidance of our Gurudev. The proper and best ideal for everyone is to follow the order given by Gurudev. We may not know how much we will be able to do that, but with our full energy, heart and soul, we must try. If we can proceed in that way, without offense, a good result will come to us. There is no doubt. It's very wonderful how Gurudev makes a comparison between this verse, the effect, which we've talked about the last few days, of Krishna's pastimes attracting those who are already situated or accomplished in Advaita, in the Advaita Marg, as it's described here. Bilvamangal Thakur's expression, the headmaster, as Gurudev is translated here, I was a worshipped headmaster of Advaita Marg. So not just a lay practitioner, but an accomplished authority on the path. And yet Krishna says to come and tricked him, captured him. And Gurudev is saying that Mahaprabhu had the same effect on Prakashananda Saraswati. It's a very nice comparison. I don't remember reading this before, but there it is. One of Gurudev's unique insights and contributions. Mahaprabhu having the same effect on Prakashananda as Krishna has. It's the verse, the same theme of the verse, Atmaramas Chumuneo Negrantapyarukrame. That verse. Kurvant Yohoitikim Bhaktim Itambuta Guno Harahi. That the Urukram, like the wonderful movements, the wonderful pastimes of Krishna, attracting those who are already situated on the monistic path, the path of monism, oneness, Advaitavad, Mayavad. Already satisfied even on that path, the headmaster, but taken further after having come in contact with Krishna. And as Gurudev says, after having come in contact with Mahaprabhu, that exact same process took place with conversion process took place with Prakashananda Saraswati. Jai Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Deva Swami Maharaj Ki Jai. Who's singing? Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha. Gopala Govinda Ram Sri Madhusudana. Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohana. Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Chandra. Radhadhara Sri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Rupa Sanatan Vata Raghunatha. Shri Jiva Gopal Vata Das Raghunatha. Jai Goshai Kore Charana Bandhana. Jaha Hoite Vignana Sabisa Purana. Jai Goshai Jabe Braje Koilobas. Jai Goshai Kore Charana Bandhan. Hoite Vignana Sabista Puran. Echai Koshai Andramuni Tandra Dasa. Pansavara Padarenu Moda Panchagrasa. Andara Charana Sevi Bhakta Sane Vasa. Janame Mora Eya Pilasa. Echai Goshai Jabe Braje Koilobasa. Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Kodila Prakasha. Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavan. Hare Majai Aman. Shri Guru Vaishnava Pada Padma Kori Asha. Hare Nam Sankirtan Kore Narottama Dasa. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Jai Saparikara Shri Shri Guru Gauranga Sundar Radha Giridhari Ju Ki Jai. Jai Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Nirmala Charja Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Rakha Sri Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Vishnupad Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Saranda Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Ki Jai. Sri Rupanu Guru Varg Ki Jai. Srila A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Samaveda Vaishnav Mandala Ki Jai. Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Ki Jai. Sri Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat, West London, Ki Jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. Tag over Premanandi Hari.